Hey there, hey there, hey there. So it's about visibility. It's not about whether you are louder or your pictures are prettier, but getting seen in front of the right people. The brand visibility. That's what we're going to talk about, how to be iconic in front of the audiences that matter the most. So I'm going to be bringing on Jessica M. Reese, and we're going to talk about the iconic method and also listen to the end, and we'll also send you the 7 invisible leaks that really keeps you from really getting to that next level where you really want to be. So we're going to bring up Jessica M. Reese, and we're going to talk about how to get out there and get known. All righty, right after this.
Welcome to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast. Join Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine, who will show you how to crack the code in getting out there to get known. Each week, she either interviews her media friends, PR colleagues, or she just goes solo, offering you strategies on publicity, publishing, and platform building. So listen up to hear how to get booked on media places and on superstar stages. Now, here's your host, Pam Perry.
Hey there, Jessica. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for being my sister in this whole branding. When we met with Lola, tomorrow's 100 leaders, the faith figures, and all of that in Dallas, we met in April. Yes. And it was like I met a sister that from another sister, right? and we just talked and we just vibed. When you went around the room, and this is the thing that made me say, I really love this girl. You went around the room and you had everyone give their pitch about who they are, what they do, and who they serve. Yeah. I do that too. You basically massaged it so that they were clear and people knew that you knew what they were talking about. You were talking about the words that they need to say, what it is they do. You were like doing hot seat coaching diagnosis right on the scene. So that clarity is really the key thing about when you have a brand. You need clarity. So you did that. And then the other thing, PamPerryMedia.com. I haven't really introduced that at all, but we were talking on the way when I was on a road trip, and you talked to me all the way just about there. And I love this lady. And you understood what I was trying to do in terms of get out there, get known. And just everything you do is very, very classy. Aww. And that's what I like about it. And it's God-led. I mean, it's spirit-led. That's how we connected with Lola's community. Lola tomorrow, shout out to Lola, connecting us. And so what I want people to really get from this is, one, give a little bit of your background, but also go over the iconic method, and we'll go over that as well. And then they'll actually get the download towards the end of that. But give them a little bit about your background and who you are and what you do and where you're hailing from.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Pam. It's such an honor. I know when we met, before we officially met, I saw you out with your microphone. I was like, look at her. She is on it. She owns her space. And I love that. Like, there was no question about who you were and what you did, period. You owned your space. And I was like, I love that. You know, everyone should operate in their gift the way that you just so gracefully and seamless. It looked like it just was flowing out of you. So hats off to you, because you are definitely flowing in your lane of genius.
Thank you. Well, you know, before I met you, I bought your t-shirts. I bought them for my team.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I went on your website. I said, what's this like? I said, I bought her t-shirts. I said, you know what? If you all do what you say you're going to do, you're going to get these t-shirts. And so I went on and bought your t-shirts. You had the branded t-shirts. They were cute. They had the different sayings. And I asked you, you were like, oh, these were just sayings that you can. What I like about you, you have ideas, but you execute them. That's it. Immediately.
That's it.
That's the main difference of Jessica M. Reese. Yes, Jessica M. Reese will execute them ideas
every day, all day. It's a running joke with my friends. They all say, listen, if don't talk to Jessica, if you got a business idea, because you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to have a logo, you have a website, you're going to have like, that's just what it is, because it's all about action. And the thing I really want people to understand is imperfect action. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be action. Just get started, get going, take the first step, and the next step will show itself. But before I get too far into on my soapbox, because I can talk all day about that. For your audience and people that don't know me, I am Jessica M. Reese. Right now I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. So greetings from the Carolinas, but I'm originally from Georgia. And, my story is not linear. I've kind of reinvented myself a few times. I know what it means to reinvent yourself, and always in search of being the best of who you are, and authentically and genuinely, walking out the path that God has laid out for you. But it started, I was the girl in the dorms in college doing everybody's hair and makeup. I've always known very succinctly what it is I like to do. I like affecting how women see themselves when they look in the mirror. And I've learned throughout my life that has been in so many different ways, not just, beauty. And I followed the prescription laid out for my life. You go to college, you go get a corporate job, work 30 years, get the watch, go play golf and die, once you retire. And I just always knew that something about that just didn't sit well with me, So fast forward, I'm working in corporate America, been there 8 years in sales and marketing for a Fortune 5 company, learning sales, marketing, branding, all the things. And when I got pregnant with my son, I did not want to go back to work. And my husband was like, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "I don't want to go back to work." He's like, "Well, don't." So later in life, I felt like I was behind the 8 ball. I gave myself permission to follow my dreams, follow my aspirations. And I gave up what I call the golden handcuffs, company car, expense account, 6 figures, all the things to go to cosmetology school. Everybody thought I had lost my mind.
But you listen to God.
Yes, best decision I've ever made, because from there, your gift will make room for you.
Yes,
I found myself in rooms, at tables. I facilitated the opening of 7 salons, domestically, 1 in Africa, product line, training, all the things. But then COVID hit, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw, so many women, after we were trying to get back to what we call normal, a lot of women were at that fork in the road of, what do I do? Where do I go? Do I go, start, stop, whatever? And I found myself having the same conversation over and over again. And, it's funny. I call myself a unicorn because while I'm super creative, I do have business acumen. I love business. I love the strategy of it. I love all the things about it. And I'm always giving what my friends say, you always giving free game to people. It just came to a point. It was like, okay, we need to formalize this. Yes. So because clients started coming to me to help them start their businesses, build their businesses, realize dreams they've had, write books, all the things, because I did realize that my gift solely is I can take people's pieces and give it back to them as a whole thing. So now I have found myself in business consulting, branding, transformational coaching, and really truly helping women turn their brilliance into businesses and building brands that bank.
That is it.
So long story.
No. Nothing is wasted. And so when you were younger, before you went to college, did you want to do something else? And was it something that your parents says, well, you know what, you really need to go to college and really do that first?
The thing is, that wasn't even a question. I come from a family where education was just what it was. Even my grandmother has her master's degree. So it was understood, just like you go to middle school after elementary, you're going to go to college after high school. So once I graduated from high school, I went to Spelman College in Atlanta. And then from there into corporate America. So it was never a question. I did not know that there was another option outside of school because that's all I saw. Representation means a lot when you're a child. You do, and you repeat what you see. So that's where I found myself. But I do understand that everything, all things work together.
They do.
All those pieces of the puzzle that didn't make sense then, they all make sense now. So totally appreciate all the steps of my life.
Good. And God doesn't waste anything, no matter what Absolutely it is that you're doing. If you like hair, makeup, it's like that's going to be a part of it. So She does hair, makeup, and she does photo shoots. She then will put your website together. She will then do your book. I mean, all those things fit together. And so the reason why we are kind of jointly doing this is that we see women out here with brilliance, and they're experts, they're speakers, they are authors, they're thought leaders, they're subject matter experts, but their brand is not telling of who they are. And not saying that they're raggedy, but if someone says, oh, I can do this A, B, and C, and someone looks at them on the outside, because we do judge a book by its cover, and it's like, well, I don't think they really know what they say they know, because that brand doesn't represent it.
The image.
So that's where we kind of like come together in terms of really making sure that people know all the elements that are involved in it. And it looks easy from the outside, and it's kind of like we're like a marketing, branding, public relations, all those things they just come out of us, and people think it's easy because they can see it. But let's kind of go over a little bit of the problems, I guess you would say. The wrapper.
Absolutely.
So let's go over the wrapper problem. And that one is like why your brand may be underselling your brilliance. What that really is.
So many people, so many experts in what they do, subject matter experts, as you said, they spend a lot of time getting certified, getting the education to do the thing that they do, to really be the best at what they do. But then, like you said, the wrapper, the outside wrapping, once they get the degree and start the business, it doesn't match the level of expertise that they come with. And a lot of people lose sight of that. They think, oh, that's not important because look at all the degrees I have on the wall. Well, the thing is, nobody will ever see the degrees if they don't know about you, if you're not visible, if you're not findable. And then if you are findable and visible, when people land on your social media pages, when people land on your web page, does it look professional? Does it look intentional? Does it look like
DIY?
You answer my problem as the consumer? So it's true. You have to think about the wrapping of things. You have to think about how it is wrapped. How is it presented? Because you can have the best porterhouse steak, but if you serve it on the lid of a trash can, the value is gone. The value is gone.
That's a good one. I was gonna say, like, if you have perfume and then you have it in like a moonshine, kind of like a jelly glass, right? Like, it's like it may smell really good, but I'm not even gonna try.
I'm not touching that.
That bottle is messed up.
Exactly.
And this is the thing that I want to say that smart women, very super smart women, feel like that really packaging will diminish their education or their intellect, where it's the opposite. Because I promise you, if someone is Princeton and they always look a mess and they don't know how to put on their hair, it's like they don't know how to read a magazine about fashion. They don't know how to do the makeup. They don't know if their shoes, even for a man, if a man is just brilliant, but his shoes aren't shine and his suit is just too big and baggy, or it looks bad, people will not listen. So think about Michelle and Barack Obama. Michelle is like seriously super smart. But she also is super smart in terms of how to put it all together too.
Yes.
Okay.
But the key is what people don't realize is you don't have to know how to do those things. You find people that is what they do. Yes. You may not be a publicist. You don't know how to get in magazines and get on TV and get media. You find a Pam Perry. You find someone that is their lane of genius and let them help you.
That's what smart people do.
Don't be afraid. Don't think you have to do it all. That's the key. There's somebody on this planet that can help you do every single piece of the puzzle, especially if you're in business. Especially if you're in business.
I love that. So the other thing is that's the wrapper problem. Okay. So the other one is the Cadence problem. How inconsistency is costing you momentum and opportunities. That part right there. Now, this is podcast, Jessica, number 203 or 4. Okay?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the average podcast is 8 episodes.
I can so believe that.
So people are like, I'm gonna start a podcast, and then about 6 episodes, 7, 8, they're done. I'm like, you cannot be a subject matter expert starting and stopping all the time and not being consistent.
Yeah.
That is a big, big problem about why you're not going to be quote unquote iconic, right?
And the thing, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to show up.
Yes.
You have to show up, because as you're learning, your muscle is getting stronger. You're honing your skills. You're getting better. You know, that's just the way it works. Look at LeBron. He doesn't just go out there and start playing and be one of the best players. He practices. He trains. Look at Kobe Bryant. There are plenty of documentaries that show how he prepares, how he prepared himself for his career. You have to practice it. You have to do it. And again, it can be imperfect. Just do it. Just show up, because by you showing up, you have beat 98% of the people out there. Because so many people, you know, they're on the sidelines and they can always give an opinion about what people are doing that are actually in the game. But I tell people all the time, if you're on the sidelines, you have no room to comment on the people in the game.
Come on now.
Get in the game before you can comment on it.
That's one of my main things. Get in the game.
Put your head in the game. Just get in. Yeah.
Because
the thing is, you will find people to help you. You'll find a coach. You'll find a team member. You'll find a Pam Perry that was like, and take you under their wings, like, hey, I can help you. I can help you. But you have to be in the rooms. You have to be in the proximity of other people that are doing it.
That's it. That's one of the reasons why I showed up at Dallas. I wanted to be in the room.
Yes.
If I did not get in the room, I would not met Pastor Tracy. All of the people.
Love her.
Would not have been in the room. So you've got to show up in order to go up. That is really, really key. And being consistent. You can course correct as you go. You can course correct as you go, but just go. The other problem that people will have when they're trying to really be iconic and up level their visibility is a category problem. Trying to serve everyone makes you unforgettable.
You serve everybody, you serve nobody. You cannot serve everybody. And you know, I talked about that when I did my presentation.
Yes.
I was like, okay, when I talk to you, who's your audience? Who do you serve? Well, I serve men, I serve women, I serve children, I serve pets. No, you don't. Because if you're trying to serve everybody, you're not serving anybody at the rate in which they should be served.
Because they're confused. They're
confused. They don't even know what you do. But the thing is, you don't know what you do. You don't know who you do it for and what makes you different. Because that, my dear, is what, like I call bankable brands.
That's
when you know what you do, the group that you do it for, right? And what makes you different, you're able to be visible, right? You're able to be findable. You can tell people what you do, and people are attracted to you because they clearly understand what you do and that you are the answer to a problem. Because we know business, very simply, what is an answer to a problem. You are in business to answer a problem. Now, you have to ask yourself, what problem am I solving? Am I solving a problem for myself, where I just want to be in business because this is fun to me? Or are you in business to answer somebody else's problem, right? You should be in business to answer other people's problems, because those are the ones that there is an exchange of currency. Exactly. So you have to know who you serve. And so many people think, well, if I just say I only serve women, then I leave out men and I leave. But the thing,
you're not even good at serving the women yet. And then you're not even known or known as an expert, tapped on the shoulder for that. You can move to another one. That's product line extension. You can move to another one, but be good at first one. Tide detergent was just powder. It was just like powder. Then it became pods, and then it became liquid, and then Tide have little wipes that,
and whiteouts and
whiteouts. Yeah. I mean, so they didn't start out doing everything. So start out doing one thing.
They get clothes clean. You know what they do.
That's it. You think it's Tide, you think it's going to be clean. Okay, that's
look at Chick-fil-A. Who would have ever thought you could have a place that only serves chicken?
That's it. So people can get rich in a niche. Write that down. Get rich in a niche. That is really, really key. I was watching the Coming to America the because I just saw the Eddie Murphy special not too long ago, but there was the club scene, and Eddie Murphy was trying to find different women to talk to, and there was one woman that came up to him and says, "Hey, I want to be in videos. I want to make videos. I want to produce my own videos. I want to write my own songs. I want to be in the movie." And Eddie Murphy was like, "This woman is crazy." They were all crazy, but she was just trying to do the most,
Everything.
doing too much. And it was like, and then I want to act, and then I want to write my own. I want to produce my own. I was like, and really, she wasn't doing anything because she was just so confused. She wanted to do it all at the same time, and you cannot do that. Pick one thing. There's a book called One Thing. Pick one thing, master that, and then move to the next thing. That's how you become visible. That's how you get known.
And it's not like you're locked into it forever, you know.
Jessica
but
is
in
the
that
Bauer.
season, for that business, lock in.
No, you're not.
Lock in.
Yeah, you can always pivot, but you're known for one thing that you did really well because you focused on it. The other problem that people have when they're trying to be iconic and get visibility is the Bauer image problem. You know, how your visuals may be signaling the wrong message. So you don't want to really send the wrong message. So I'll give you an example without saying names. There was a therapist, mental therapist, and she came for a photo shoot, but she looked like she was going to dance on a pole. Not good. It's sending the wrong message.
Right.
Now, if you were trying to date a man and try to get a man, maybe I don't know what kind of man, but you're gonna get a man. But if you're a mental clinician therapist, you should not look like you're going to the club. Okay. So you want to make sure your visuals match. So kind of talk a little about the category of that.
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, you do want to make sure that when people go and look you up and they see your brand, what do people think of when they see your name, when they hear the name of your business? You want to make sure that it represents what you do, that the people that you're called to solve their problem, they're attracted to that, right? Yes. If I have a spa, I'm not going to have a neon green and orange logo. That's not going to say serenity. That's not going to say come and relax. You know, you can't build a brand based on what you like. You have to build your brand based on what your customer, what your target avatar likes. Because again, you may have a spa, but your favorite color is neon orange, but that is not going to say what it needs to say to women who are, or men that are looking to come to your spa that you're trying to attract. So you have to be very aware. And that's why, going back to the beginning of our conversation, having clarity on what you do and who you do it for, it makes everything super simple. Because if you know exactly, I am called to women between 35 and 55 who do this or do that or have children or divorce, whatever, then you're able to tailor your marketing messaging. You're able to tailor your branding and all the things that would attract that person, that group of people. So you have to know, again, going back to the clarity piece, if people don't take anything else from this conversation, get clear on what you do and who you do it for. Not just I'm good at something and I'm just going to start a business. No. What problem are you solving and for whom? Because that's what business is. How well do you solve a problem, and how well can people, your target avatar, find your solution?
Yes. And how can they articulate that to other people as well? And that's how you get referrals. So, so the other thing is we're going to talk about the point of view problem. And this is when we're educating people isn't the same as positioning yourself as an authority. And that's where PR comes in, where you are getting the credibility or the authority, or authoring a book. The word author, you know, is in authority. So really doing that part, having a point of view, not the same thing. I mean, Chick-fil-A is not the same as KFC. Okay. They're just they're two different points of view, but just
different flavor profiles.
Yes. And so that part right there, the point of view problem, people aren't really understanding how to really position themselves as an authority in that, in their brand category. And that is really, really key.
And a lot of people are afraid that if they if they like hone in on their point of view, on they feel like they have to be, correct, socially correct. They have to say things that so everybody will be okay with what they're saying.
Right. But think about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. They
Yeah,
just sit
exactly.
and
You
they are
have to be
lined up
authentic
all
to
week
who
long.
you are, to
Yes.
your point of view, right?
Mhm,
Your
mhm.
voice, and
Your
the people
values.
that you're called to, they will respond to that.
Yes.
This is not like the 90s. Even getting on podcasts and getting on social media, you don't have to get all glammed up and all the things. Like, people really appreciate just authenticity. They
Mhm.
appreciate just, your natural self. Talk and be yourself.
Yes.
Because eventually people can see straight through it. You don't have to be glossed up. You don't have to say the perfect thing.
No.
Say what you are called to say. Say, put it in your voice.
It's a good example of that is Tabitha Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Tabitha Brown just would open up a camera on her computer,
And
on her
just
phone,
start
and just start talking.
Mm-hmm.
And she had an accent, very Southern. She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't perfect.
But
She
people
would make,
resonated with
oh
that.
my God.
They
She just blew
resonate
up.
with that.
Yes. Before
And,
she
and
even quote
ended up
unquote
having a deal at Target and all
yes.
things.
I think she's from South Carolina or is it North Carolina? I
You
can't
know,
remember. I think it's one of the Carolinas.
one
I
of the
always
Carolinas. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
But she basically was herself
Mm-hmm.
and was very authentic, telling her story. And
Yeah.
that is really, really key. If nothing else, just know your point of view matters and it
Mm-hmm.
will resonate with the right person. Now, does Tabitha Brown resonate with everybody in the world? No, but who she's called to, people love her. They will fight you if you start talking about Tabitha Brown. Okay. It's like
Yes.
people just really, really love her. The other thing, talking about stories, the repeatable story problem, how to create a story people can remember and share. And that, again, is part of the referral of how people remember you and how they can refer you. So that's really true for speakers. A lot of speakers have the same signature story. If you think about Lisa Nichols, she always talks about how her teacher told her, he says, you know what, you should just really go into numbers and do numbers because you really can't write or speak.
Or like Tyler Perry. Everybody knows he was homeless, and look at him
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then Oprah, she had all of the trauma growing up, in a poor segregated South. And now she's like the top Forbes self-made woman, right? She's self-made millionaire. So those kind of things are your story, your repeatable story. Les Brown's another one. He always talks about how he was adopted and him and his twin brother and how they always put him back, that he was labeled really uneducatable.
Yeah.
But now he's like
Look at him now.
Look at him now. So really telling your story, repeatable story, people can remember and then they can share it. That is it. Chris Gardner. I just think about him. Pursuit. We all saw the. Okay. All right. Wi-Fi is just going kind of crazy there.
There
The
you
other
go.
things.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things I remember about you were talking about, going to college, going to Spelman, doing hair, and then going out, and then your story that you just said. It's like at a certain point in time, you had an epiphany, and it's like, I really want to do something different. And this is the other thing too. We have the same type of story because when I had my daughter, I was the director of public relations at the Salvation Army. And after that, I could have went back. I love the job. I was there for 7 years, but I just didn't feel like it. Like there was something more.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, my husband said,
"You feel like a caged animal." It's like,
yeah. And my husband was like,
but on the outside, people look at you. You have a perfect life. You have a perfect husband, perfect family, all the things. But it's like there's something. But you knew
I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. And I actually was working from home back in the early 2000s, 90s, actually in the 90s. No one was working from home. They were like, poor thing, she working from home. She don't even have an office, like, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing PR. And now look at this. This is everybody wants to work from home. This is the norm, right? You just, that is the thing. But yeah, that's part of my story, that when I had my daughter, I said I wanted to work from home, and I felt like I was called to something more. And ministry marketing was birthed during that time. I felt like I needed to help churches and Christian authors really get out there and get known. Take all the skills of everything I had about from the general market, from the overall market, and then use it for ministry. That's what I really felt called to do in 26 years. So pretty good with doing that. That's, just following God. And then the last one is the compounding problem. Why every quarter shouldn't feel like you're starting from zero again. And that is probably the biggest reason why people do not feel iconic, because they feel like I'm starting over every single time. So talk a little bit about that, Jessica. What are you feeling how do we help people with that part? So how do we help people with that part in terms of compounding, the compounding problem of not starting over and over again? Okay, StreamYard, you're not going to let us be great. We're going to be great anyway. Well, what I want people, this is like we're at 30 minutes or so. They can send me an email and they can get this as a PDF. Are you there? They can get the PDF, pam@pamperrypr.com, and we can send you the PDF. Are you there? All right. So really, really quick, I'm going to play.
Well, it goes back
there.
To have
okay.
Clarity. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. In having clarity, and that way you're
have, if you have taken the time to sit down to get clarity on what
I hear Jessica going in and out. We're going to take a really, really quick little Jessica, I don't know what is going on over here, but we're going to, she's going in and out really, really quick. So let's talk a little bit about experts. There we go. There we go. So Jessica, you're back. Jessica is back.
Right.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. So again, if you're able to be clear about what you do,
then you can be iconic. I think Jessica's mic is muted. I hear a little bit of it. I think her mic is muted. So can you unmute your mic? Well, what I want people to actually send me an email, or they can go to pamperrypr.com/quiz, take the quiz, and I will send you the 7 iconic ways, the 7 ways where you could become iconic by really plugging up the visibility leaks. So that's one of the things that we want to make sure is our gift. We are jointly putting together the working with people who are ready for that next level of that with the iconic visibility group. But the first thing is that let's send you the framework. We'll go over the iconic framework because that's, we kind of went through it a little bit, but we'll go through the iconic framework so that you can actually know what it is that we can do for you. And then at that point, you will then set up a call, Zoom with me and Jessica, and we'll kind of go through and do an audit of your brand tell you what are the next steps for you to up level and get out there and get known. So with that, Jessica, thank you so much. The internet is not making us be great today, but I see you there, and they're going to have all the information. They can go to the Jessica. There you go. The JessicaMReese.com. Okay. I saw you unmuted for a second. Unmute. Well, with that, thank you all so much. Please like and share this video. Thank you all for joining us. I see those that are live. And I'm Pam Perry, and I'm out. God bless you.
You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch in order to be considered in media places or superstar stages. PamPerryPR.com, where you help you shine like a superstar.
Legacy, visibility, Dr. Pam Perry. Yeah. She don't chase lights, she builds the stage. Ink in the veins, she authors the page. From stories untold to covers that shine, she turns your voice into headline time. She see the vision before it's clear, pulls your purpose into the air. Media queen with a mastermind plan. If you got a gift, she'll brand who you am. From quiet dreams to center scene, she make the world stop and lean in. Press play on power, step in your name. She don't just market, she elevates fame. From hidden to heard, from doubt to seen. That's Dr. Pam Perry, Speaker Magazine. Press play on purpose, on your life. She turn your message to a global mic. If legacy calling, don't hesitate. She opens doors, you just walk in faith. She built a lane they couldn't deny. Turn into impact, voice amplified. From authors to speakers, coaches to brands. She put the spotlight right in your hands. Strategy dripping in everything she do. PR with purpose, not just a view. She don't just book you, she builds your throne. So when they see you, they already know. You got a story, don't let it hide. Your voice is bigger than fear inside. She the blueprint, she the guide. Turn your message to a movement worldwide. Press play on power, step in your name. She don't just market, she elevates fame. From hidden to heard, from doubt to seen. That's Dr. Pam Perry, Speaker Magazine.